The best driver in the world has just got an upgrade. I've got no idea where it went. I can't see. Right everyone, welcome back to the Golf Magic channel. Today you join me at the wonderful La Hacienda, the links course on the 9th hole. A lovely backdrop for a lovely golf club. Ping have released PING G430 Max 10K. Basically the PING G430 Max is a bit of a buffet. We've got a bigger version with 10,000 MOI. I'm going to dive into the technology behind this later in this video at Custom Golf Works, but just by the aesthetics of this driver, we can see that it's going to be a lot more forgiving. It has a lot of the features of the PING G430 family, but there's some differences. First of all, down at address, you can see comparing it to the PING G430 Max that we have a larger head. This is going to be more forgiving. It's slightly elongated, but you can see it's still got that carbon fly wrap, which is great for that aerodynamics. I don't particularly think this driver is meant for just high handicap golfers. I've talked to Ping already about this, and it's not just for people off 20, 30 or so. Cameron Champ has put this in play already, and he's one of the best drivers of the golf ball in the world. Hits it bloody miles, so it's meant for every type of handicap level. Looking at the head of it, it does look very similar to the PING G430 Max. One thing I will note is there is no proper adjustable weighting with this model. You can see with the LST, with the Max, you can make it a draw or fade bias. We've still got a tungsten weighting in the back that you can take out to change the CG of the club to make it high spin or low spin, but for now, there is no fade or draw bias with this. We of course can change the loft of it via the hosel. I've got mine set at 9 degrees, but what's interesting with my initial testing is this does feel a lot more like a draw bias or a neutral bias club compared to the LST, which perhaps is more towards a right bias. Of course, this is nothing like the SF Tech, which is extreme draw bias, but so far, I've been able to see my club go left as my errors rather than right. But to really dive into the details behind the technology of this club, let's pop over to Custom Golf Works to talk about the data and how this club was actually made.
So, what makes this driver exceed the 10,000 MOI mark? The heavier fixed tungsten back weight in this 460cc head drives that mass down and increases forgiveness whilst lowering that spin. Weight is saved by introducing the carbon flow wrap on the crown of the club, as you can see here, and we've also got a thinner, forgiving face design with VFT technology. But does this mean it's more forgiving? Let's see.
Right, so here we are at Custom Golf Works with the amazing PING G430 Max 10K. Now I've brought Big Jozza here, a mid-handicapper with a mid to high swing speed of, well, about 100 mile an hour or so, which is 105.
100, 105.
Exactly, so you're not a chopper.
No.
Not a chopper by trade, but I've seen some things. We've got him here to test out this Ping driver as well, because it is suited to everyone. Now this driver kind of sits between the Max and the LS. And you can actually see in the data here today that it pretty much confirms this. So we've got Johnny there at 151.4 mile an hour ball speed, which is pretty good for you, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably about where I'm hope to be.
Yeah, and the thing with this driver is perhaps we're not looking at the right numbers here. Ball speed isn't too important. It's more of the overall dispersion and how you felt with it. And for you to carry 249, then overall to make it 261 on a course actually here at Custom Golf Works, the spin is tad too high, isn't it? Just a tad too high. But we have actually tested today the G430 Max, which will come in a separate video, and your spin rate was higher with that, wasn't it? Just a little bit higher. So this will sit right between the Max and the LS, but with that 10,000 MOI, it's gonna supposedly go straighter. Johnny, what are your thoughts? Did it go straighter for you? Be honest.
I think I was hoping for it to go a little bit straighter. I mean, a good portion of that is down to user error. Sure. And the ones that I did get out the middle held their line really, really nicely. So, I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't consider myself someone who's super consistent off the tee. So there's going to be a certain amount of disparity, and that's just down to me. Yeah. But from the middle, I was, the feeling and the look of it, I mean, I'm a massive fan of Ping in general, specifically the woods, and I did feel like really good to sit over the ball with it. It felt great in hand, but yeah, there was bad shots in there, obviously.
Yes, but that's the part of being any sort of golfer. You kind of want bad shots to be in this test and to see what happened. I saw that happen. They weren't that bad. Johnny's being hard on himself. I hit bad shots as well, but what I did notice is, yes, perhaps, I mean, it's not the longest in the world. Ping aren't really notoriously known for the longest in the world. They are a little bit heavier, so perhaps going for that consistency. That club definitely for me felt like the swing weight was a little bit heavier. What I felt though is for someone who isn't necessarily looking for distance, is looking for that high MOI forgiveness type thing, it's really good. For me, 167.3 mile an hour ball speed is not fast by any means, as you will see throughout my testing in 2024, but what I did like is it felt somewhat workable, and despite it being I'll be honest, quite a gargantuan club. It's very large. It's not a frying pan, but it could cook some eggs on it. It has 2,800 spin, which is actually really positive, the exact amount that I would want. So it's a club that can cater towards anyone. I know a Max a 10K, I wouldn't think it, I thought it would be for a chopper. I thought it would be for someone who goes like that.
I mean,
but
we've seen it's already been used on tour by Cameron Champ.
Exactly, a man with the fastest ball speed on the PGA Tour.
Indeed.
He's not a chopper.
By no means.
No, so hopefully, maybe we're choppers compared to him.
Undoubtedly,
yes. But by that data, Johnny, not at all, because we're both hitting it down the middle of the fairway.
I think you could probably hit his 7-iron, 249 yards there.
And then the rest, yeah. But what we will see here is that we're consistent, which is great. Yeah. I think it is something that I could definitely put in my bag. I had the LST in my bag actually for most of 2023. This is now a main competitor. It's also a main competitor with TaylorMade. I'll get onto that in another video. What I'm gonna go do now is we're gonna take the Max 10K back to La Hacienda. We're gonna put it up on the 9th hole on the links course, and we're gonna see what happens when I put a little bit of pressure on myself. Johnny, you're not gonna be there, sorry. Back to Spain. Right, so back at La Hacienda, 9th hole on the links course, and we're gonna see how forgiving this driver really is, because trust me, I'm gonna hit it all over the face. 350 yards or so for this hole, but it plays a little bit longer. We've got a breeze in our face, and it's not actually that warm this morning. So we're gonna find out how this driver really performs. Let's give it a go. Right, bunkers on the right, I'm gonna try and hit a little draw around it. I've got no idea where it went. I can't see. It felt lovely. Well, put a tracer on that. I don't know where it went. It looked really good. I tell you what, the noise that you could hear off this thing, Ping always has a notable noise, maybe because it's titanium in a sense, but this sounds like a shotgun going off. I hope you guys can hear it going all the way across those houses there.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that noise off those houses? It was like a shotgun went off.
I just killed somebody. we got to get out. We got to get out of here, Johnny. I just killed somebody. I want to see where it ended up. Oh, I think it was straight. All right. No, it was straight. Yes. Okay. So I think that's right down the middle of the fairway. Let's keep going. I'm not probably going to see that low spin with this driver just because it is towards that high MOI type thing. But if I'm getting about 2,700 spin, happy days. I wonder how this compares to the TaylorMade QI10. And we'll find out soon. That is so good. So the ability for me to hit draws with a driver shaft that is quite stout is something that I'm really happy about. I'm not necessarily that fast at about 8:30 a.m. in the morning here on a wonderful Spanish day, but I can hit fairways. Me, can hit fairways consistently. Now, I haven't said that for a very long time. I'm getting a bit emotional about it as well. If I can hit fairways, you can hit fairways too. It is a large head. All right, it's if you prefer a traditional Titleist TSR type thing, this will be a little bit different to that, but don't let that put you off. Left! The problem for me with using this driver is I have a problem with going right. Now trying this driver, which is, I'm not saying it's anti-right, but it's definitely moving more left, is I get that left miss in play. It's not a problem as such, but I've been using LS models for so long that when I do this, and there are greenskeepers about 30 yards left of my target, I become a silent assassin. Right, I'm now a bit scared. Just so good, Will. It's just so good. And the thing is, what I'm liking about it's just so good. It really is. I've hit one stinker. That's always going to happen on the Golf Mania channel. I am not perfect, but I don't hit smooth draws. I pretend to, but I am with this driver. So far, it's 3 out of 4. Piped. Last one. What I like about this driver as well is it's not meant, I wouldn't say it's not meant for anyone with high speeds, low speeds, it's meant for everyone. As I'm custom fitted, it works really well. It's just so good. What's crazy about that, that's right down the pipe, right side. I heeled that a little bit, just on the not that much, probably a few millimeters, but it's fast, spinning about 2,900, and I've just piped 4 down the middle of the fairway One's out of bounds, probably killed a greenskeeper, but 4 out of 5 on a very tricky hole. Objectively, it's quite a tricky hole when you look at it off the tee. But I'm on A1 position on one of the hardest holes at La Hacienda on the links course. What a lovely day. Let's go find the balls. Yes. So, apart from that lost ball, which was obviously pilot error, how about this for dispersion at La Hacienda? Is this the driver to beat for 2024? Well, let's talk about it. If you guys aren't aware, driving is one of my strengths and weaknesses of my game. I hit it a long way, but I hit it all over the place. This driver is perhaps the straightest driver I've ever used, although there is one direct competitor for 2024. The negatives of this driver, well, it is quite large. It takes a while to get used to. If you're used to something that is classical like a TSR3, this is very different. As well as that, it sounds quite strange, and it's that of not a draw bias, but I'm noticing my misses now being left rather than right. So it takes a little bit of an adjustment period to get used to this driver. But as you can see, once you get used to it, I think it's one of the straightest drivers that you could ever hit in 2024. It's forgiving, and also the numbers are very optimal that you guys have seen at Custom Golf Works. So, is this the driver to beat in 2024? Oh yeah. And we're going to compare it to absolutely every single one to see which one comes out top. So let me know down in the comments what you think of the brand new PING G430 Max 10K. It's a bit different. Didn't expect it this year from Ping, but they've done very well. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you are new to Golfmatic, smash that subscribe button to keep up to date with all of our videos and get better at golf going into 2024. Me and Ping will catch you in the next video.